The problem is that fixed kind of implies that someone did something to fix it, and not that my internet is just cooperating today. But, I mean, obviously, fingers crossed. Yeah, pretty much. It's just... Oh, God. Burger went down the wrong pipe. It's just not shit tonight. I don't know how long for, but I'll do what I can with it. Yeah, good. It's pretty much why the stream title is just good, because it's not hallelujah. It's just okay, good. We can actually try and make progress now. Fingers crossed, obviously, but for the time being, like, yeah, it's a good moment of schadenfreude, that's for sure. They did the minimum. Yep, sure did. Okay, so. Yeah, I wasn't gonna stay up too late last night, but once it got to like whatever time it was that it was actually called, I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna stay up for a little bit then. Seems appropriate. Yeah. it it very much feels like the collective breath held by a lot of people has just been exhaled, which is good. Obviously, still more needs to be done, but yeah. Hopefully. We're gonna go do the job quest, the level 70 job quest. I'm sure that's gonna be fun. Made it to Stormblood, about to lead Kugane. Wow, damn. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised. I streamed FF14 twice in the last week and a half. So, like, yeah, of course he caught up to me. Ooh, actually, I'm gonna catch you soon. Yeah, yeah, you are. I was going back through, post-leveling ARR with my, second character, and, something struck me, related to the Dorthal, the Zayla tribe. So when they were talking about, how Ascians, more or less exist in in the material plane, their explanation touched on how, like, souls of people, when they die, go back to the ethereal plane and then come back as children, ostensibly. I don't know how, like, this soul literally comes back into another being, or, like, it dissipates into the ethereal realm and then, like, you know, something is dragged out when someone is born. Like, I don't know how close that is meant to be to literally that, but, it struck me then that, like, the Dorthal's belief that, their, warriors are reborn, into their tribe, actually has a lot more merit than I gave it at the time. Pretty much specifically because that is literally how souls work. Almost. Now, obviously, you know, whether a soul is born back into the same circumstances or back into the tribe is another question. But it has a lot more credence to it than I originally thought. So much so that I'm just willing to admit that their belief is actually just 100% correct. Like, their warriors are reborn into other people. Yeah. There you go. I had to talk about that before I moved on, because, I almost shouted out loud, "Oh my god, they were right," when I got to that bit. Yeah, damn. Alright. Time to kill us a Master Summoner, methinks. It's a Babby Summoner. Okay. Mitra is ready to depart for Azizlal. Learned all there is to be learned about the research facility. The time has come to make our move. From what my sister and her colleagues have told me, the laboratories are housed in an extremely dangerous quadrant of Azizlal. Will not want to wander around inviting trouble, but rather plot the swiftest and safest route to our destination. There should be a terminal somewhere that will allow us to pinpoint the section where Sari's research is being stored. Once we arrive in Azizlal, finding such a terminal will be our highest priority. I've informed Captain Wolf of our forthcoming expedition. He insisted that he and his summoner squad provide us with support. Let us make ready and meet him at Helix. God. Feels like it's been forever since we've been here. Oh, there they are. It's just random level 80 hanging out here. Oh, this is a sanctuary. I was gonna say. Azizlal is even more fantastical than I'd imagined, but we mustn't let ourselves be distracted by the scenery. We should fan out and search for a control panel of some description. And we can use that to plan the simplest route to our objective, yes? Aye, then we plunge ahead, swift and sure, and bring an end to this bastard clone. That is my intention. It is important to note, however, that we have yet to determine if our enemy is truly a clone or not. Even an artificial copy would appear as a living, breathing being. The man you fought on Seal Rock seemed almost otherworldly. I think it's really interesting way that they perceive the presented rules of the universe. Who? Just people in general, or like is that related to the Dorthold the Dorthold thing that I was talking about before? Oh yeah. Yeah, like like I said, they seem to be a lot more on the ball than well, I mean, I guess we haven't seen too many other belief systems about the thing that isn't just the literal facts about how the world operates, if that makes sense. Or at least not that I can remember. Because I know there are a couple that have talked, like, obviously there are people who have talked about, like, you know, people dying and whatnot, but I don't know if there's been anyone who has broken away from just the literal mechanism by which people's souls return to the ethereal plane and come back. I think the Dorthal are the only one, they're the only ones that stand out, at least. Perhaps I just don't remember. I'm inclined to agree with you, Ymitra, but no matter what he is, we need to slay him to lift Prin's seal. The job remains the same. True enough. Then we should first focus on finding that terminal. Aldine, if you would, pray search around the base of the warring triad statues. Keep your guard up. If Sari knows we're coming, he may have prepared a welcome. Trying not to make this a mukbang stream. I don't know how long I can bother keeping that up, but we'll see. Now let's see if I remember how to play Summoner. Looking forward to the level 70 ability in job gear. I mean, yeah. Really, I'm really interested to see what happens in the story of this, though, as well. I predicted you would be the first to find me, unless the summoner would have been slain. Oh. He's just here. Aldine. Sari's clone. It's here. Clone? Ah, you seek to explain my existence. An understandable theory, but I am far more than one of those clumsy creations. You had best abandon this flawed perception, lest it lead you down the path of failure. I shall await you inside, potential. You will pass my test, your true final challenge. Or you will die never knowing what I truly am. I wonder if he's primal. I wonder if that's what he is. Like, it would be such a flex as a summoner to literally just summon yourself. Maybe he's an edgy. Oh, yeah, no. That too. But yeah, like, it would be such a flex and a power move to just summon yourself. You know? Because primals, like, just are whatever. You just need enough belief and crystals. And, like, for a summoner... you don't literally need crystals, you just need to be able to bring about the essence of something, and if your essence is, like, enough, then, ostensibly, you could just will yourself into existence. Big if true. Did you see that, Aldine? The way he vanished? 'Twas akin to the dismissal of a summoned entity. Huge if factual. So you're saying he's some sort of edgy? Well, there you go. One what's wearing Sari's face, but how can he look so solid and well, alive. With the aid of a computational machine, it would be theoretically possible to reconstruct Aether into a near-perfect replica of Sari's corporeal form. He was summoned using a machine? Correct. Master Sari's research developed mechanical substitutes for grimoires. In fact, the lieutenant is standing right in front of one. This thing, eh? It's a bit like them toneliths on Seal Rock. Only they was much bigger. Gods, can the bugger pop up anywhere there's one of these devices? I think we can now safely assume that Sari is the product of enhanced summoning magic. That's fucked up. The greatest summoner of all the land was just like, for my final project, I will summon myself. And everyone was like, what? And he's like, yeah. And he fucking did it. That's amazing. I love this. You did it. Absolute madman. But our answers leave us with yet another question. If Sari is the edgy, then who is the summoner? Even if the grimoire is replaced by a machine, there must still exist the one who commands it. We've got to find the master then. If we don't squash the summoner, the bastard will just bring the Sari edgy back again and again and again. You remember the bastard, maybe? He or she must be concealed somewhere nearby. An entity will always be summoned within a certain distance of the summoner. Even machine-enhanced techniques cannot circumvent this basic principle. Didn't we just establish that, like, Sari could be summoned anywhere? Doesn't that directly contradict what we just established? Because that would imply that they were near Sealed Rock when the Sari Edgy was initially summoned before us. In this location, however, with so many computational devices near to hand, I expect the foe's art will be significantly bolstered. So the Edgy will be even stronger than last time. All the more reasons to take down this summoner quickly before we're swamped by ethereal horrors. Well, I bought a little device that should help. An aetherometer I borrowed from my sister, Stola. If I can detect the right currents, it should lead us to straight to our hidden enemy. Excellent, Yumitra. That may make all the difference. Right, let's be about this then. Summon a squad, take the van, and clear the way forward. Oh, actually, I don't know if that's 100% true, but, like, it would also be, another huge flex to summon something capable of summoning things after that. But what's probably happening is if you can summon, if this person is summoning Sari, then they probably have the capability to summon other things. Otherwise, Sari would be capable of summoning multiple things, and if that's the case, then maybe Sari's not actually summoning, and someone is just summoning them, and yeah. Aye, we've been waiting for the chance to prove ourselves. You just focus on finding the summoner, and we'll sweep aside the dregs. Oh boy. Ready for round 2, Aldine? The terminal has provided us with a direct route to this research storage chamber. We're going to rip through this facility and take Sari's clone apart. It is an ethereal entity, Captain Wolf, not a clone. And I must point out that your true objective is the summoner rather than the servant. Right, I knew that. As we planned then. Summon a squad, front and center. Carve Aldine a path through. Aye, Captain. Yumitra, you're in charge of finding whoever's pulling the imposter Sari's strings. Let's go. Here we go. This is part of one of the dungeons, isn't it? Hey, buddy. Wonderful. You've done well to make it this far. Someone has to be around here somewhere. Yumitra, use your gadget. I'll buy you some time. We came here to remove the seal you put on Principia. Do as we ask, and this will... and this can all end peacefully. I'm sorry, Captain. I'm afraid I can't do that. To do so would run contrary to the purpose for which I was created. Surely by now you have come to realize my true nature. You are an edgy in the form of my creator, an existence made possible through a fusion of summoning magic and aetherochemical technology. But while Master Sari was the last of our great summoners of Allag, you are naught more than an elaborate imitation. You are no match for the summoner who now stands before you. Very good, but your conjecture has missed the mark. What I am is a defensive mechanism that is capable of self-enhancement in order to combat ever greater threats. Right, so it's basically the summoner version of an AI. Shall I phrase this in simple terms? In the event that I encounter a presence with greater potential than Sari, I am compelled to harness that potential through main force and compose its aether into a new guardian entity. Oh. You mean to kill Aldine and make an edgy of the Warrior of Light? Have we reached an understanding? A peaceful conclusion to this encounter was never forthcoming. His reasoning is broken down. Your deeds have saved countless lives and will continue to do so. How can you justify killing How can one justify killing you, Master, when you embody the very principles of which summoning magic was invented? Hey, Mitra, any luck finding that summoner? I just finished tracing the threads. The camouflage is impressive, but I'm still shocked that we missed something of that size. Our true enemy is up there. Yeah, it's just a robot that's summoning... How observant of you. You've uncovered Master Summoner Sari's greatest masterpiece, an artificially insentient evocation matrix. Right, so he made a robot to summon himself. Is essentially what's happening here. Uh-oh. The complexity of my design simply cannot be comprehended by the primitive principles used in Principia's construction. Oh! I should have figured this was coming. Your defeat is inevitable. Tough talk for an aging machine whose logic channels have obviously rusted with disuse. Master, might you and your companions dispose of this unsightly and unseemly amalgamation of refuse? Ooh, we got a new song, too. on. Okay. Oh, that was a fucking waste. Ugh. Oh my fucking god, really? Oh. I don't know if I should be standing in that or not. Oh no. No. I'm gonna get blasted. Frig. No, the ball, damn it. Whew. That was actually kind of a task. Okay. We just fucking left. Jesus. Stunning victory, Aldine. We've won the day, but Captain Wolf wished to stay behind and conduct a thorough search. Good. Told him it was still too dangerous to wander around alone, but... But the captain is a stubborn man. Not to worry, though. If what should happen, we'll soon charge off to find at his side. Captain Wolf will call if he needs us, we should be celebrating here. Does this not mean Prin's seal is now broken? Master's success is indeed something to be celebrated. I was not crafted to experience emotion, but I do feel a certain rustle of satisfaction in my pages. And once you've mastered them high and mighty techniques, you'll be stronger than ever. Well, I think I'd rather learn by your example anyway, instead of from musty scrolls written by some long-dead Allegan summoner. It is in the hopes of achieving just such an outcome that I awoke from my slumber. The art of summoning is for the living, as my creator was once so fond of declaring. Aldine, Prin, let us say our farewells for the moment. Thank you for your aid, everyone. We could not have done this without you. Like, don't get me wrong, that was, like, a great conclusion to that, like, the battle, but it just kind of ended, and then we immediately zoned out, and it was like, well, guess that's that. This is very abrupt. It also seemed like kind of detached from the skill I'm actually gonna learn. Like when we first learned Dreadworm Trance, like there was a whole thing about there was a whole thing about literally channeling Bahamut to do that, whereas this is just like, okay, kill the summoner, cool, Demi Bahamut. But, I mean, maybe we'll get a thing here about it. Welcome back, Aldine. You were only meant to face 3 challenges, and we ended up chasing your prize into the heavens themselves. An unexpected development which you handled with exceptional grace, Master. And now, at long last, I can finally bequeath to you the highest secrets of summoning. Pray, step forward. Yeah, it's just kind of, here you go, and not much else. Like, I'll get into this in a second, but I'll let the scene play out. What a momentous occasion! The wisdom of the last of Alag's master summoners is yours. Ere you depart to explore your newfound powers, however, Captain Wolf has a report for us. Should explain much of what occurred in Azisla. Aye, well, I wanted to be sure that the machine was truly undone, and after poking around inside it, I discovered a number of soul crystals. According to Prince Apia, they belonged to Sari's disciples. The captain also unearthed a tombstone containing undoctored records of that age. It would seem that following the murders of his students, Sari became increasingly bitter. He began to doubt that the future could be safely entrusted to the capricious whims of mortals. Instead, he explored other methods by which new generations might safeguard from might be safeguarded from the threat of primals, and committed himself to a thorough chemical research. As you may have surmised, the evocation matrix was the end result of Master Sari's toil. Drawing on its embedded soul crystals and unrivaled computational power, this terrible invention was capable of manifesting a veritable host of aetherical avatars. Once he was satisfied with his work, Sari commanded the machine to act as civilization's mightiest guardian, and then he killed himself. His ethereal essence was absorbed, and a formidable edgy was added to his invention's arsenal. Right. So now you know the truth of it. What a price to pay to ensure the art of summoning survived into the morrow. After failing to protect his disciples, I wonder if he meant to preserve their soul crystals in their stead. Even if that were his intention, he chose the wrong way to achieve it. Prin here is the embodiment of the hopeful ideas of Sari's younger self. The murderous machine of his latter years is the product of frustration and anger and grief. Yeah, that's actually a very apt summary of that. But what should we do with the crystals? We cannot risk them falling into the hands of another villain like Tristan. If you wish, I could swallow the crystals and hold them safe until another era has need of them. My enchantments would ensure that they pass only into the hands of the worthy. Swallow? You mean to eat them? Fear not, Captain. I have no digestive tract of which to speak. And now that I have instructed Master in the wisdoms of Alag, this task shall be the last I perform ere I return to slumber. Wait, so this is farewell? Correct. Or mayhap, more appropriately, good night. As a familiar, I am not enspelled to experience loneliness. I was, however, written with the knowledge that it is best not to draw out a parting of ways with needless sentimentality. No tears for you then, eh, Prin? Summoning magic was created to combat the threat of the primals. The ideal world is one in which I never again awaken. Wield the art well, Master. Aww. Off to Dreamland, just like that. I suppose Prin's Prin's purpose is served, and that's the same as happiness to a familiar. Speaking of serving one's purpose, I think it's time I took my leave. Aye, the task of the morrow beckoned to us all, or the tasks of the morrow beckoned to us all. Let us do what we may so that Prin might rest peacefully for many years to come. Thanks, Wolf. You're a real one. Yep. This concludes the Summoner quest for Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. In order to undertake the next series of quests, you must first meet the following conditions. You must have a registered key for Shadowbringers to your service account. You must have completed the main scenario quest Shadowbringers. You must have completed the role quest The Tearful Reunion. Once you have done so, the next Summoner quest will be available from Ymitra. Once Dreadworm Trance has entered, the gauge changes to indicate you have accumulated Dreadworm Aether. Dreadworm Aether allows the summoning of Demi Bahamut. The gauge will indicate the time remaining until it returns. So, So, actually, are those on cooldowns? More or less. So I put them on the thing here, or... I mean, yeah, I kind of need to put this on at least. Oh, actually, do that the other way. I don't know if this is actually... I don't know if actually monitoring this cooldown is even worth it. I don't think it is. But so, one of the weird things about that... so, with the Heavensward job quest, there was this very clear kind of, like, lead up to the power you were going to get, right? So... oh, that's gonna flood. Yeah, there it is. Great. Actually, before I have that thought, I need to go to the bathroom real quick. So, I will be right back. I am back. Which is good, because that gave me time to kind of, like, process my thoughts a bit. But first of all, there's one thing I should quickly do. BRB still up. No, that's alright. Not doing anything really important. It's just inventory management, because this game loves to fucking torture me. Yeah, and then we put it in the armory. Legs and boots. I've got to remove a lot of this stuff at some point. Like, spend an afternoon and just... Fuck, sure, okay. I really still dislike how this is just pants instead of more robe. Like, I feel like this would... Like, I have a similar problem to how the last Summoner set looked, where, like, I feel like this would just look better if it was actually 2 tiers of robe slash what is essentially a dress, rather than, like, this, like, admittedly really cool looking sort of, waist, at the waist and below of robes, but then there's just pants beneath it, very clearly standing out. It might, but yeah, I don't know. It's not great for a lanky twink, that's for sure. So, I think something that was really cool about the Heavensward job quest was that it led up to the capstone ability. So, everything was kind of leading up to the Dreadworm trance, right? Where we were like, oh, you know, I can't remember the exact details now, but, like, the final quest of, like, we were leading up to doing this basically the whole time, and, the final quest was literally unlocking that ability, and you got to be in Dreadworm trance. It wasn't really it. Like, I feel like actually putting you in literally Dreadworm trance in that quest would have just been... would have made it perfect. But otherwise, like, it was really cool that, like, it was a focused kind of thing where we were trying to explore more of the art of summoning, and one of the consequences of that is learning to channel the energies of Bahamut, which is a really, like, objectively a really cool thing. And for Stormblood, it has an even cooler thing. Like, you get to summon Bahamut. Like, an edgy of Bahamut, but literally Bahamut. Like, Ifrit, Titan, Garuda? Bahamut's where it's at, baby. But the thing is that as big a deal as that is, and as huge a thing as it should be, that I am capable of summoning a reflection of Bahamut, or a simulacrum of Bahamut, it wasn't part of the story? Like, we were literally learning to do Dreadworm trance for, like, the majority of the Heavensward questline, or building up to the point that I could be able to channel it, and then the capstone is obviously learning to literally channel it. But here it's like, you have this really interesting story about, you have, like, this genuinely really interesting story that fleshes out the world and summoning, because it looks at the Allagan, a different perspective of the Allagan Empire, how magic and technology intersect in a society like that, and what is possible given that, and as we saw, a fucking lot is possible based on that. A mind-boggling amount is kind of possible just based on that. But the story is detached from what we're getting at the end. Like I thought we were going to get to the point where we're like, oh, okay, so the way we start summoning Demi-Bahamut is through the technology I gain at the end of this quest, because that seems to be what it's leading up to. Like, up until this point, we've been dealing with just summoning magics, and now we're going into and exploring an aspect of technology and how it affects summoning. So it would make sense that, like, the technology is the thing that gives me the ability, right? And I did have that initial thought, but, like, I'm getting the thing from print, so it's not that specifically, but so then I was like, okay, well, before this happened, I was like, well, okay, maybe it's more like, we're going to explore the ethics of the technical aspect of it, because you can obviously amplify a lot of the aspects of being a summoner by using this technology, and maybe we go through that and we go, okay, we need to make sure people don't do this again, because this is fucking nuts. And, I mean, it was, but that kind of wasn't the point. It was more a story of, like, Sari's, like, descent into, bitterness, and what that bore, as opposed to what his, more noble, I guess you'd call it, aspects were. But, like, you have this story about this summoner, you finally meet his, like, magnum opus piece of technology, you blow it up, he manages to summon an extra of himself. You blow this thing up, Sari's defeated, good job. Now you can summon Bahamut. Like, hold on, where did that come from? Like, it's really weird that they didn't focus more on that, or, like, incorporate it into the story. And, like, you don't have to do that for everything, right? Like, I get that, like, for Warrior or something like that, it's going to be a lot harder to, like, integrate the capstone ability into the story, necessarily. Or not necessarily. Or, sorry. That it might be harder, just because of the nature of, like, depending on the lore of the thing. But specifically when it comes to summoning, and specifically when it comes to anything Bahamut related, that's kind of a big deal. And just throwing that in there as the reward without ever referencing that in the story feels really strange. Especially considering the Heavensward bit that did do that. Like, I'm not unhappy with this, to be clear. It's just, like, there's a real missed opportunity to integrate the story with the mechanics again. Yeah. I don't know. It's fucking strange. I don't know what to make of it. I don't know. It's a real missed opportunity. I think that's the best way to describe it. It is a massive missed opportunity to really sell, like, to really sell the importance of the things you're doing, and specifically how you're growing as a summoner. Like, not the biggest thing in the world, sure, but, like, man, this game has been hitting so many sixes that, like, seeing it just drop to a 4, like, a safe thing is just... I wonder if it's a consequence of shifting around when you get abilities, and trying to future-proof future adjustments without ruining job quests. That is one thing that did occur to me when I was thinking about that, and that's something I hadn't touched on yet. There is definitely a possibility that that is the case, or that even, like, hey, here's what we're going to do for the levels 70 job quests. And maybe that changed, and maybe they rewrote part of the story. I don't think so. I don't think that's the case. Like, that would be a lot more work than it probably would be worth, but there is definitely that point that, like, I don't know, like, because the earlier you are in the leveling process, the more, like, you're probably safe that that thing is probably going to be there for a long time. Like, Dreadworm Trance is fundamental to how Summoner operates, right? So, like, when you build up to Dreadworm Trance in the story, there's a very good chance that you're just... Yeah, like, of course, that's Summoner's thing, is the Dreadworm Trance. And the way that, like, you summon Demi Bahamut, and then in Shadowbringers you summon Demi Phoenix, like, I can understand that that's a bit more interchangeable. Like, maybe they change it from Bahamut to something else that's more appropriate. You know, maybe the story develops and they see a development opportunity to go, oh, we could change the flavor of this ability to fit in more, and not ruin the story by, you know, saying, hey, here's Bahamut, you're gonna get Bahamut, okay, here you go, summon this thing instead. Like, that's definitely a thing. Like, I guess I see that point, but I think a counterpoint to that would be, that if that was going to be the case, I think there are better ways to specifically cater for that in a way that doesn't rob the story of extra gravity. Like, let's say, for example, that, well, let's take Demi Bahamut as an example, right? Let's say that one day we're just like, no, fuck Bahamut, we're going to go Phoenix all the way. Like, Phoenix is going to be the fundamental thing, and we're going to layer different things onto that in the future. You could just, like, build the job quests in a way that you can go, here is the ability this summoner gets at the end, and we're always going to reference that. Like, we're not going to literally integrate it so much that, like, oh, we're always talking about Bahamut, blah, blah, blah. But, like, it's offhandedly mentioned by Sari, for example, and it's like, wait, I'm sorry, Demi what now? And, like, that's, like, the key reference to it, is just, it's only said in name, right? And obviously people can kind of imply what that means, but you can write it in such a way that it's like, okay, ability name. Wait, ability name? That can't... No. Sari really found a way to like, if Sari can do what that implies, Jesus fucking Christ, okay, we really need to treat this seriously. Like, you don't need to go, like, backstory of Bahamut or anything like that. You can just, like, throw it in as, like, a reference, and everyone's like, I'm sorry, Demi Bahamut? And then none of the characters really discuss what that is, because it's kind of obvious from the implication, but everyone just kind of knows and goes, okay, if that's a thing, we need to get this done quickly. Like, we need to treat this threat seriously. And from a technical standpoint, all you would need to do to make that make sense in the future is just literally change the variable that says the ability name. So if it's no longer Demi Bahamut and it's only Demi Phoenix, you just put in Demi Phoenix instead, and nothing changes, and you still have the gravity of that. Now, obviously, you don't have, like, the quest is engineered to seem like you're summoning Bahamut, like you do with Dreadworm Trance. But there are ways to still have all of that, or to have as much gravity, and still have it, like, future-proof. But yeah. It's not, like I said, it's a very small bummer about an otherwise really great quest line. Anyway, what the fuck was I doing with you guys? While you were away, home is where the heart is, and Alphino's is in Eorzea. Going back to Alamigo. Well, I know that, but, like... sorry, that was a pithy comment. I didn't mean that to be taken literally. Here we are, home at last. I must say, the journey passed more quickly than I expected. That would be due to the absence of otherworldly interference, I expect. I should be glad if we do not speak of that unpleasantness again. You don't know, the Scions aren't beyond starting another war somewhere else. This is true. But in spite of all of that and more, we return better for the experience, and more importantly, triumphant. Indeed, and with Doma freed of Imperial oppression, it is only right that we turn our thoughts to the plight of Alamigo, or blood for the blood gods. Well, I'm all for that, obviously, but I think you should go and see the refugees at Revenant's Toll before doing anything else. They'll be thrilled to hear what we've accomplished, and it'd sound best coming from you. Thank you. I shall do as you suggest. See, I'm not too late. So, I have a question. Is the Admiral a Rogadin? I can't actually remember how to pronounce that race's name, but yeah, okay, cool. I thought so. Like, I was playing through ARR, and I was like, fuck, she's definitely not human. And I think she's Rogadin, because that's the closest I could think of, but like, Femro, yeah. Admiral, what are you doing here? The East Aldenard Trading Company informed me of your impending arrival. I have tidings I thought best to share with you in person. Oh, from Girabania? Aye, the Alliance still holds the wall, despite several Imperial counterattacks, but we have been unable to press further into occupied territory. Commander Kemp and his men, meanwhile, have made great strides towards rebuilding their depleted ranks. They have even taken it upon themselves to attempt some few operations, with mixed results, I'm sorry to say. It was a complication arising from one such venture which moved me to seek you out. Okay. Man, that outfit also really clashes with my eyes. During a mission... right. During a mission to transport wounded resistance fighters to the Rising Stones, Kryle Baldessian was taken prisoner. Kryle? Do they know where she's being held? They do not. Your comrades are informed at once, and I am told Thancred is in Girabania looking for her as we speak. How could this have happened? We must seek out Thancred without delay. Nay, Kryle taught me better than that. It would be unwise to act without first acquiring a full understanding of the situation. Thank you for informing us. Tired though we may be, we must make haste to Castromorians. Pray excuse us, Admiral, Lady Ugiri. A thing... Another thing to, see you're looking dashing as always in those summoner outfits that were definitely designed for a male character. Oh yeah, 100%. Absolutely nothing really strange about this outfit at all. It's great. Seriously though, like, I think even in that case, right, if these shorts were just like an opposite cut kind of like dress robe thing going in the opposite direction, this would look fucking great. It's just these fucking like, oh god, what's that fucker's name from Final Fantasy X? Shit. The one that plays Blitzball, not the main character of 10. Fuck, what is his fucking name? Titus. Yeah, that's it. These Titus-ass fucking shorts just, like... What are you doing? I don't know. Oh, God, it bothers me a lot. Like, no, unironically, this would look much better if it just, like, cut around... Like, cut here, around the leg, around and back, to kind of have, like, a dual kind of, flowing from the hip thing going on. It would look so much better. But these fucking Titus-ass shorts are just... really bother me. And, like, we just had, like, a literal, like, sorcerer's outfit with, like, huge robe and hat and everything, and then we go to this, and it's like... Like, this is a complete set, yet I still look like a fashion disaster. What is with the... Like, also, this fucking color, why is there random pink just here? It's so eye-catching, but it draws your attention to, like, the worst part of the outfit. I'm sorry, character design. Anyway, what the fuck were we doing? Because pink is cute. Pink is cute, but, like, massive amounts of white and blue, and then just, like, a smidge of pink there and nowhere else in the outfit for no fucking reason? No. I'm sorry. Pink is cute, but you have to coordinate your colors. That is no fucking excuse. Ugh. In context, it's really fucking funny to think, like, you know, you come to the end of the summoner job quest, and it's like, alright, here's this ugly outfit, you can summon Bahamut now. Good luck. Like, fucking, excuse me? Ah yes, disheveled Thancred. Or Papa Near Thancred. There you are. You heard the news? In broad strokes, from Admiral Blowfiswin. I think that's how you say that. Yeah, punish Thancred. What happened? Coriel and a squadron of resistance fighters were escorting Y'shtola and several other wounded to the Rising Stones for further treatment when they were ambushed by Imperial forces. Arenvold and his men fought valiantly, but in the chaos... I will make no excuses. We failed to protect her. Do not be so hard on yourself. You protected Y'shtola and the others, did you not? Tell us about the attack. It was the Skulls. They knew a path across the wall we hadn't found. We thought we were safe once we reached the Black Shroud. We weren't expecting an ambush. During the fighting, I caught a glimpse of their leader's memories. It was all planned. I'm sorry, back up a second. You caught a glimpse of their leader's memories. He has the echo. Yeah, I was about to say. Had that been established already? Because I do not remember this character at all, and I feel like we would have known about this person's... He's an NPC in the Waking Sands during ARR. Oh, okay. Arenvold, really? I'll have to go and check on my other character. I don't remember him being there. Huh. The advantage of having a walker in the field. I'm not as strong in the Echo as Aldine is, of course. After time, it's enough to knock me on my ass. Like I've taken a dose of concentrated ether. So you walked in for Dola's memories. What did you see? A woman promised the world, education, training, citizenship, all that and more if she sold her soul. But if she sold her soul. Traded to her people, or pretended to her masters. It was Xenos himself that gave the order, told her to return with Cryle Baldessian alive. So they were looking specifically for her. And you get to see his progress throughout the story if you talk to him. Oh, nice. Yeah, I guess that's a detail that's just kind of lost on me because I'm, like, blazing through the story and whatnot. Our agents have been carefully monitoring Imperial communications since the attack, but have yet to intercept any transmissions making reference to Kryl or her current whereabouts. If her orders were to bring Kryl back alive, we can save her. We can save her if we move quickly enough. As you say, time is of the essence, which is why I intended to slip past enemy lines and see what information I can uncover on my own. Or it's why I intend. In the meantime, it is up to you and our allies to command the Imperial's undivided attention. Lots of shouting and explosions and so forth. Keep them distracted, and I will find her. Very well. I wish I could do more to aid you, but I understand. Commander Kemp is on his way to the Castrum as we speak for a meeting with General Alden. If you hurry, you could find him on the road and discuss the situation beforehand. I think Aldine and I are going to see Conrad like he suggested. You all wait here. Okay. I guess we are. Right, still can't fly here. Ah, sad boys. Let's see if I can quickly grab this Aether thing. Oh, right. It's on the other side of this thing, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, next time. Hey, friends. Well, isn't this a pleasant surprise? It fills my heart with joy to see you two hale and healthy. Welcome home, Lise, Aldine. I'm sure you've heard about Kryl by now. That's why we're here. I'm not sure what to think about it, but we'll save her. We'll definitely save her somehow. Aye, no doubt that you will. You look stronger for your time in the Far East, lass. That's good news for Kryl. I'd like to think so. But enough about me. How is everything with you and the Resistance? Better than when you last saw us, and make no mistake. Aaron Vold's been a godsend. Him and Minago have, and all of the other young bloods have achieved so much in such a short time. We've been blessed to receive the support of the Flames Alamegan Brigade, who've been instrumental in freeing our countrymen from labour camps throughout Giribania, as well as some political prisoners from the city proper, believe it or not. Together with the refugees reuniting or returning from Uldar and elsewhere, we've had no shortage of able-bodied men and women eager to join the cause. I knew you wouldn't stop fighting, even after what happened at the Reach. Force of habit, I suppose. Though we've come a long way, we still have far to go. But we'll fight for every ilm, and sooner or later, we'll get to Alamigo. But listen to me prattling on when we should be making haste to Castromorians. There's no point you telling me everything now when you'll only have to say it again for the Flame General's benefit. You're right. I'll go on ahead and tell the others that you're not far off. So another thing in ARR that I noticed, I noted that the, even, like, the sentence construction, seemed, like, off and bad in comparison to now. The scene composition and blocking and body language as well is just, like, really off. I don't know why I didn't... I think... Well, I know why I didn't realize it before. It was just like, okay, I realized that this is kind of not going to be great, and I just accepted it as that's the thing, instead of going, oh, this is actually pretty bad, even in isolation. But in specifically next to, like, everything else that happens in 14, it's just... yikes. And there is also, like, a very, very noticeable change in the writing the second Emmerich enters the story. I think I noted that even when I was playing it, and spoke about it a fair bit, but, like, no, there is a very clear point, where, actually, you know what, I'm gonna change that slightly, where Emmerich is introduced, and then it's like, okay, the writing is, or stuff about the script becomes a lot better, at least. You've spoken with Thancred, then? Good. Take heart. If anyone can track her down, it's him. I believe I hear Commander Kemp's party approaching. If you're ready to address Father and the others, let us be about it. I don't want any of that. Ralgar's Beacon. You, Raban, and your allies have much to discuss. There you are, and there is Commander Kemp, I see. I know you are eager to speak of our next move, but we would first hear more of your last. Tell us of your deeds in Doma. Cutscene.
Pray, join me in welcoming our Scion allies, but recently returned from their mission to the Far East. We have been most eager to hear a first-hand account of your time there, eventful as we understand it was.
Very well. Allow me.
Such victories are rarely won without sacrifice, but the prize is worth the price. Doma, free after all these years.
Bloody hells. Flooding their own castle for a better chance at victory. We could learn a thing or two from that lad.
Our agents report a flurry of communications between Garlemald and Alamigo in recent days. 'Tis plain they are in the midst of deliberating their response to the Doman uprising.
Good. Every Imperial unit in occupied territory will be on the lookout for civil unrest. The fear of leaving critical locations undefended will make commanders think twice about committing their forces, giving us a chance to seize the initiative.
We have a chance, aye. Mayhap the last one we're ever going to get. While we've done our best to rebuild the resistance, the Imperials have only increased their efforts to root out sympathizers. If we keep on playing for smaller prizes, it's only a matter of time before they crush us again. And that we won't come back from.
A swift advance seems best for all concerned, not least poor Mistress Kryl.
Then let us waste no more time. The campaign for Alamigan liberation begins now. Our first objective will be to capture Castellum Valadina. Take the bridge, and the whole of the fringes will be ours. From there, we can push east towards the peaks. I name this operation Ralgar's Beacon. For as Ralgar once sent his star to guide our ancestors to these lands, so too shall it see us home.
Who, Raban? Because, yeah, he's great. Success of this operation is paramount. So long as the Empire holds Castrum Veladina, the main host cannot... Oh, shit. Turn that off. Xenos knows this, which is why he's ordered Fordola and her men to see to the bridge's defense. So we'll get to fight the Skulls again. The Butcher is not to be underestimated. She's decisive, ruthless, and feared by foes and friends alike. But we have a plan to defeat her. First, we send an alliance force down the main road, signaling our intention to mount an all-out assault. The garrison will muster their forces and prepare for a protracted battle. However, they will soon find that they are ill-prepared for their counterattack. Our men will begin to break ranks and flee. I see. Show them your backs and give them a target too tempting not to pursue. Aye, Fordola is too aggressive not to press the advantage. She will order her men to give chase. We lure them as far as East End, where the commanders will rally their forces and attempt to hold their ground. If all goes to plan, we should be able to keep the greater part of their garrison occupied, leaving us to tackle the bridge's remaining defenders. Very clever, I'm sure. But what do we do if the Imperials smell a rat and return before we've taken the place? I don't need you to take Veladina, Commander Kemp. All I need is for you to fly your flag from its tower. You mean to trick them into believing that the bridge has fallen? Aye, we convince them Veladina is lost, hit them hard with our reinforcements, and watch them go running for the hills. Then, when the dust has settled, we regroup at the Castellum. What say you? It's a bold plan, but a good one. We'll do it. In that case, we shall support both the Resistance and the Alliance forces. Aldine, Lys, Arenveld, I ask that you accompany Commander Kemp. Alice and I will remain with the Flame General. We will return to Ralgar's Reach and make our preparations. As soon as they are complete, we will join you in the field. Godspeed. Oh, we're just in Ralgar's Reach now. In case you haven't noticed, the flag flying above Veladina is bloody massive. It would take a dozen men to change it. Far too long besides. There's no need for all that, right, Minago? Not so long as I have my griffin and a satchel of glamour prisms, no. Oh. Arenveld, you're in charge of the runners between us and the Alliance. No link pearls. Lys, I want you to look in on the squadrons. Make sure they've got everything they need. Everybody clear? Aye, sir. All forces to depart for Castellum Corvi when ready. That will be all. Aldine, stay with me a moment, if you would. There's a few men I'd like you to look in on personally. Each of them has lost people, and I can tell that it weighs on their hearts. There have been a lot of new faces since last you were here, so it's best if I just tell you where to look. One's an officer you'll find in the barber, another's an older fellow who likes to pass the time on the shore of Starfall. The last is a fiery young lad from Little Alamigo, who I'm told trains by himself by the river to the fringes. You'll know them when you see them. Come and find me when you're finished. Wait, I know you. Sergeant Felspark of the Maelstrom. It is an honor to meet you. I was living hand-to-mouth in Uldar, but decided to enlist in the Flames after I heard tales of your daring do. And now, as fate would have it, I've been sent here to join in the fight of my homeland's liberation. But this is no time to talk. I've got to prepare for the operation. Take care, Sergeant. We'll give those Imperial Horse Sons what for. Sergeant. Listen. I don't think I have many seals. I don't have enough to level up. Or to go up a rank. Hang on. Where's... Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I can get second Storm Sergeant just yet. Or second Storm Lieutenant. That was what I was trying to say. I say, if it isn't the lad who helped me find the ward I misplaced. But there I go again, treating you as an equal. It wasn't until after you'd gone that one of my comrades pulled me aside and told me it was only the bleeding hero of Eorzea who'd taken time out of his busy day to help me. Well, what's done is done. But know that I will fight with every ounce of my strength in this coming battle. And the next, and the next. Mayhap that will serve to repay the favour. Fare you well. I think it's just a quest for Lieutenant. I feel like I've passed that, but I don't think I have the seals to actually rank, if I recall. Maybe I'll look into that next time I have some spare time. Aldine, am I right? I doubt you remember me, but I'll never forget you. You saved my life in Little Alamigo. You're too close for me to recognize you, buddy. Wilred and the rest of us had gotten it into our heads that if we had enough crystals, we could summon Ralgar like the Amalja summoned their god. Thankfully, he put a stop to it. Ever hear about what happened to Wilred? Joined the Braves when they came calling, only to turn up dead one day. Yep. Actually about to get to that point in the ARR story, actually. Funnily enough, I actually definitely passed the point that I first started streaming this game in the story on my second character, so if that's any indication. Never found out how or why, but I reckon it doesn't matter. Dead's dead after all. But at least he died young, doing what he thought was right. Maybe that's the best folks like us can hope for, eh? Not that I'm in a hurry, mind. Should do a stream to the second character and pretend nothing is different. I would have to, like, catch up, and I'm definitely not going to be able to do that. Hey, Charles, how's it going? My internet is finally deciding to behave. Well, I shouldn't fucking jinx it. Honestly, I've been paranoid that it's just going to die sometime during the stream here, and then that's just it. We didn't actually get anything saying that they'd fixed the fault or anything. It's just... shit's just working now. No, just like streaming from where that character is. It would be a lot funnier if I got up to this point specifically with the second character and then just switched over and said nothing about it. That would be hilarious. But like, the thing is that it's just jarring going to a different part of the story. Oh, I'm drunk, but not 12 drunk. Wait, you're drunk, but not 12 drunk? Oh, like 12 drinks drunk? Well, it is a day for celebrating, that's for fucking sure. You've had a word with the men I mentioned then? So I'm sure you noticed they have another thing in common aside from tragedy. You've touched each of their lives in one way or another, but that's not the reason I wanted to speak with them. A man who's lived in Girabania his entire life, who bore witness to the realities of the occupation for 20 unbroken years. A man who fled Alamigo in search of new life, who swore to serve another nation, only for fate to conspire to send him back here. A youth born on foreign soil, who never knew his parents' homeland, yet nevertheless felt kinship with our cause. 3 men, 3 stories, 3 reasons, yet all belong to the Resistance. In growing larger, we've grown more diverse, and while there is good in that, there are also the potential for strife and discord. It'd take a special sort to lead such men to Alamigo, don't you think? Good thing they've got you. Someone like Lise, you mean? Leader of the Resistance, eh? Don't I have enough titles already? Jesus. Oh, I just woke up from drunk nap. Oh, interesting. Well, I hope you're feeling okay. Good thing they've got you. I don't know. I don't know if I'd put Lise in charge, honestly. For now, but not forever. And to be frank, I don't always know what to say to the ones who left, not to mention the youths. Nay, the Resistance needs a leader with a wider view. Someone who's not lived their life in Girabania, who's known death and hardship but not been ground down by them. Is he actually hinting at Lise? Aye, as you may have guessed, I've been thinking of asking Lise, but it'll be her decision in the end. Jesus Christ, that would be a great end to her story, that she actually ends up leading the rebellion to victory. God, that would be amazing. Trust I needn't say that this conversation is just between you and me. Good lad. Right then, we best head to Castellum de Corvi, or what remains of it, rather. I'm fine. I wanted to stay up. I'm pissed I fell asleep. Yeah, same here. I was thinking that I was just gonna stay up, like, all day, and because my internet didn't look like it was getting any better, so fuck it. And I think I managed to stay awake until, like, 10 AM-ish, and then I just, like, literally out to it. I fell asleep in my bed with my like, regular clothes on, so, yeah. Don't actually regret it, but I still feel kind of like shit. And to be honest, I feel very fucking tired. I was fine till, like, 11 something. Yeah, like, that's always how, like, staying up for incredibly long hours, works for me. Like, it hits, like, you know, 6 or 7 in the morning, and I'm like, okay, well, fuck it, I might as well just stay up. And, I fell asleep after the Florida-Georgia game around, like, 8 AM. Damn. Like, it hits that time, and I'm like, okay, yeah, no, I'm gonna be fine. And, like, I even ordered myself breakfast and ate it, and was like, yeah, cool. But then, like, at 10-ish, I just started to fucking crash. Yeah. But hey, it was a night for celebrating, so fuck it. This is also going to be one of the first scenarios where I'm actually going to, probably going to use, Summon Bahamut. Which will be interesting. Wait, does that have a... Oh, it's an ability. Okay, right. Ooh, actually, might have an opportunity to score myself an Aether point. Yeah, facts. Yeah. Everybody gangster until 10 AM rocks around. Fucking gung-ho as shit until the second it hits double digits AM, then... Nope. Fucking out like a light. Oh, wait, is this the one that's, like, along the... like, up here somewhere? Fuck. Oh, no, it's here. Hell yeah. I don't actually recognize this cave. Which makes sense, because I don't think I've ever been here. Otherwise, I would have definitely picked that up. 610 southeast. Okay, in territory I haven't been to yet. That makes sense. Is there a, There is not a dungeon here. Alright, well, time for round 2 of trying to capture this place. I hope it doesn't go to shit like last time. We'll lead the way while the other units launch their own separate attacks. Remember what we need to hold out until... Oh, remember that we need to hold out until Minago sees the flag. Got your gear in order? Any moment now. It's level synced to 69. The rare time that that's not nice. I can't fucking summon... I can't fucking summon Bahamut, can I?
Good. It's the waiting that drives me mad. Standing around, knowing what's to come. I'll never get used to it.
Calm down, Nargo. You're making her nervous. We've come this far, haven't we? We just need to make it the rest of the way.
Right.
She dropped the M. I saw that.
Looks like the bastards went for the bait. The bridge is ours for the taking. Now remember, Monarcho, I want you to make for the tower as soon as you see an opening and get that flag flying. We'll see to the fighting.
I won't let you
They'd be
down,
cute.
sir.
Come then. Rolga's star shall burn bright this day.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I guess we just killed them then, right?
Here it comes!
Good evening, y'all. We picked an awful position to leave that guy in. Sure. Oh, come on.
Take this!
Lisa's just back there punching cannons. someone say cannons? I did. Lise was distracted and started punching cannons when we were facing people with actual guns. Oh, hello. You weren't supposed to be here. Think you're clever with all your little tricks? Think again. None of you are leaving here alive. Dolorim Lupus. Let's fucking go then. What the fuck? Just gonna get out of the way of those, I feel. Yeah, there we go. What the fuck? Ah. Yeah, no. I won't be doing that today.
Meet my new friend! I'll cut you to pieces!
She says as she dies. Oh, get wrecked.
God damn you! No more running! No more hiding! Let's finish this!
Huh?
Look! The flag!
Oh. Your move.
The bridge is ours! Al amigo! Al amigo! Al amigo! Yeah!
Stand your ground! It's not over yet! Damn it!
Let them go, Lise. We've done what we came here to do. That's enough for now.
There he is. You could do a better shout than that, Ralgar. Come on. Oh, Ralban. Ralgar. Shit. Did she ninja disappear? Yeah, she basically did.
Villadina is fallen? Impossible.
Oh, I didn't have it on auto advance. Damn it.
We have them on the run! Forward! No mercy!
Regroup! Regroup! We have to regroup! All units, fall back!
Well, part of Alamigo. Not there yet.
Commander, the fourth cohort has been routed. We'll be at the mercy of the enemy's reinforcements if we don't fall back now.
Idiot! We have the stronger force by far. Don't be taken in by their tricks. Or would you rather tell Xenos you lost to this rabble?
No, but if the snakes betray us in the confusion, we'll have no way out. I'm begging you, Commander. Give the order, or we'll all die here.
As common traitors who drank of muddied waters. For all the good it did us.
School's with me! The day is theirs, and so is this bastard bridge. Someone bring the snake.
Bring the snake? Yes. So, for reference, Charles, she's a member of this nation who, betrayed her people to get in, well, to save herself maybe, but she's an Alamegan who is fighting for the Empire.
It's our first
So,
mission, isn't it? And that has
damn
to be
it.
worth something.
Yeah, yeah. Think about how huge that is for people. Follows up the conversion, the conversation we were while we were in Doma. The people needed. Yeah, exactly. And this is one of the things that, like, is actually something that can start to break through the kind of layers that Alamegans have kind of, or the layers of like cynicism and no hope that has been heaped upon them for years and years. Like, this is definitely one of those things. Granted, like, in a few minutes or in some time it's actually going to change and we're going to have to actually put a real flag up there, but it's a step. A big one. It's a shame $4 got away, but we did what we came here to do. I have to remind myself it's just the first step, but it's a big one. We're going to take it back. All of it. One elm at a time, if we have to. Your work is far from finished, as Conrad knows. There's still a chance that some Imperials are holed up inside the Castellum. We'll need to search it top to bottom to be sure it's safe. In the meantime, I want you to rendezvous with the main host. Keep your weapons at the ready. There's a chance you might come face to face with soldiers on the run in route. On second thought, it might be prudent for you to do a preemptive sweep of the region for soldiers that have gone to ground. We shouldn't afford them any time to regroup and launch a counterattack. When you've judged your work to be done, report to General Alden in Bittermill. So yeah, the fuck is that? Oh, someone in a mount. Jesus, what is that thing? Looks like a drone. So yeah, that woman is the leader of basically the people of this region that allied themselves with the Empire, when things went to shit. And they're basically more or less in charge of this place now. But, yeah. Actually, I'm gonna deliberately do this. Okay. There it is. There's the boy. Go away. Wait, do I have to build up 2 of those to actually... Hang on. Grants 1 unit. Oh. An Empire bad, and they look like the judges from FF12. Do they? Oh yeah, they kind of do now that I think about it. Fucking judges. All the mobs in Alamigo are so angry. Well, I mean... This is, I was about to say this is like what it's like, living in Australia. The wildlife just wants to kill you sometimes. Interesting. I thought that actually gave me, I thought it exiting Dreadworm Trance would give me, just straight up give me the, Alamigo equals Australia equals Florida. Wait, what the fuck happened to... Okay, I'm not going to summon it here, because it wouldn't actually do all that much, but now I've got the ether for it. Yeah. I can understand that. That definitely feels like a very Final Fantasy problem, where, like, there's enough, like, the specifics aren't, or, like, what am I saying? Like, most of the broad strokes are different, but, like, if you, like, take a side glance at a particular scene from any FF14 game, you could be confused with any other, it being from any other game, where, oh my god, I lost my train of thought. Like, there are specific aspects that are always, that seem to be the same between certain Final Fantasy games. So, like, if you side-eyed it, like, suddenly 14 is like, wait a minute, are we playing 12, 14, Tactics Advance? Yeah, but I guess that's some of its hallmarks, really, like, you know, Ifrit and all that, or the primals in general. The director who finished 12 is on the 14 team. Oh, there you go. Australia is nowhere near as bad as Florida. In what regard? I mean, Australia always has that reputation for, like, everything's trying to kill you, but... Like, I don't know enough about Florida to really... I highly recommend you do this Stormblood Alliance raids. Really? Well met. All's well at the bridge. Good, good. The fighting has died down here too, as you can see. Pippin left but a moment ago with a contingent of troops to occupy Veladina. If and when the Imperials return, they'll find us dug in behind their own walls. Could not have hoped for a better outcome, General. Splendidly done. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It'll take more than one Castellan to turn the tide. My men and I will deal with the remaining enemy forces. Scions, I bid you return to Commander Kemp and his men. Queue times are probably cursed, but man, they are so good. I'll keep that in mind then. That's because there are people trying to kill you or throw feces at you. Yeah, well, okay, yeah. The wildlife in Australia will try and kill you, but yeah, that's definitely different. And potentially worse, depending on your outlook. Well, no, that's objectively worse, I think. Delight not overmuch in victory, not when there are battles left to fight. our work here is finished. Our resistance allies are waiting. Spirit of Florida will not stop until it possesses every Florida man and woman. Oh, yeah, I guess that is literally the moniker of that, Florida man. Didn't think of that. I should really get a drink of water if I'm planning to continue on. Huh. Supplies Florida Man hasn't tried to take over the country. Yeah. Unfortunately, Florida Man's power is restricted specifically to Florida, so can't really do much about that. Back so soon? I suppose the General and his men had matters well in hand. The Vice Marshal and his men showed up not long after you left. If the gods are good, there'll be no one left to fight. Florida has tried. Rick Santorum tries to keep running for president. Actually, that reminds me. I didn't fucking tweet. Buh. Disable, but I forgot to tweet. I was streaming. Hey. Fair warning, I am feeling like I'm tired, but I feel like, you know when you almost hit the wall and you can feel it coming, but you've still got energy to go? I'm feeling very much that. So, like, if I just kind of say, no, I think I'm done with streaming, you know why. But I am quickly going to get a drink, just before I forget. Because I have not been drinking a lot of water, but yeah. Yes, that was me last stream. Well, you know the struggle. I think you'll hit a natural stopping point soonish. Yeah, maybe. If that's the case, then maybe I'll just stop, and that's fine. Take the rest of the night to relax. But yeah, I'll be back in 1 sec. Alrighty. Give me 1 second. Just gonna look for a thing. Nah, fuck it, I'll do it later. Probably easier if I do it later. Okie dokie. Let's continue on. Rising fortunes, rising spirits. Conrad would like just as much as you to resume your march east towards the peaks. I know you're not one for waiting, but if you'll bear with us. Commander Camp. Marshal Tarapin reports that their sweep of the Castellum's interior has been completed. So it's finally over, eh? Pray extend to him my deepest thanks. It's official then. Castellum Veladina is well and truly ours. Mayhap this calls for... Wait, where is Minago? She took her bird and flew off towards the Peering Stones, the village of the M tribe, where she was born. Oh. Oh! Is that where, Mikute get their, like, the first letter of their name? Is that how that works? Yeah, that's the naming convention. Interesting. I doubt that the Imperials who fled Veladina had a mind to give them trouble on their way back east, but she was nevertheless worried, so I gave her leave to go and see that her people were safe. Though I pray you are right, 'twould be best if Minago were not alone if she should encounter the enemy. Agreed. Let's all go to the Peering Stones and make sure that everything is alright. If that is your wish, then then I've no objections. Just let the guard know when you wish to cross. Hi. Yes, I wish to pass. Why is there a... Okay. Oh, they must have put that there as like a, hey, this is the midpoint for where you should be going. Or this is the transition point, sorry. That's the word I was thinking of. Oh, good. Level 67 enemies. The FF naming convention makes my head hurt. Yeah. They have a lot of stuff like that. I think they're, like, decent additions to things in the story, because it makes it feel like there's a lot, like, they're little additions, and they don't really say a lot in some circumstances. But having, like, naming conventions and, like that gives you opportunities to play with that. So, for example, I don't know how familiar you are with this game, Charles, but the Mikute, who are the cat people, more or less, they have the, like, letter apostrophe name naming convention. And, like, most people will refer to them as that full thing. But what you'll notice is that people who are close to them often... take away the first letter and the apostrophe and just refer to them as, like, the second part of their name. So, like, in conversations before, I noticed Elise wasn't saying Minago, she was saying Nago, and I was like, oh, who really? And like, having things like that, like, gives you the opportunity to do something like that, where, like, through very subtle dialogue, you can tell how a person feels about another person. Like, if they're close, if they're far away. Like, it's very similar to how in Fallout New Vegas, you can tell what a person's stance on the Imperial Legion is simply by the way they pronounce Caesar. Because if they say Kaiser, probably an Imperial. Wait, is it Imperial Legion? Did I just make that name up or forget? Hang on. New Vegas. No, it's just Caesar's Legion, not the Imperial Legion. My bad. So just the Legion, but yeah, they're often confusing because like sometimes they're completely arbitrary, but like in some cases that's just more opportunity to give texture and flavor to a lot of the dialogue that's happening, and indeed some aspects of the culture in this world. Ugh, excuse me. The path to the village is through a tunnel just east of here. Follow me. Fuck was that? Sounded like something fell. M-Tribe Ranger. Yay, more aetherite. There's Minago. I think this is going to be spoken.
Ah, you've come.
Yeah.
Welcome, friends, to my village. My home.
How fare your people?
Good, all things considered. Better than the Enanta at any rate. They've sent an emissary. I'll take you to her.
I don't think we've actually heard one of these, one of the Enanta speak before. Who's the cat girl? Minago. That's who we were talking about before. She's one of our allies.
It began with a quarrel between the Imperials and the Kaliana.
She's one of the, like, highest-ranking members of the Resistance.
The Kaliana are another Enanta tribe. The strongest and the most influential. Unlike the Vera, they want no part of our troubles. They swore fealty to the Empire, and were content to remain within their borders.
Yeah, I was like, if the game wasn't doing voice acting right now, I probably would have ended that with "and certified cutie," because like everyone in this game is yeah.
Just so. The Kaliana forsook their pride in the fight and yielded to Garlemald long ago.
Honestly, I would probably be very surprised if that wasn't the case, though generally snake women are coded like that.
She demanded the Kaliana surrender a hostage, this butcher.
Fordola. It doesn't make sense, though. The Vera are the ones working with the Resistance. Why would she threaten the Kaliana?
Because she is ignorant like all Imperials. She knows not the difference between Kaliana and Vera, nor does she care to learn.
I see. All Fordola knew
I got news for you, Charles.
that the Resistance would come from the west. She reasoned, therefore, that if the Enanta on the east bank turned their coats, she would be trapped. I take it the Kaliana had no choice but to oblige her.
No, they did not. The Imperials left with the Kaliana broodmother's own daughter, Anamika. Long days and nights she looked out on the Black Bridge weeping for her child. Until you came. The broodmother knew at once which way the winds would blow. She and her warriors met with the fleeing Imperials in the road and demanded that her daughter be returned.
Bad idea. Fordola's not the kind to take threats lying down.
You know her well. The butcher turned her blade to Anamika and bade the Kaliana move aside. But the broodmother would not yield.
I know where this is going.
The Kaliana surrounded the Imperials, one of whom, whether out of fear or stupidity, cut the child down. There was naught that could be done.
What madness.
The true madness was yet to come. For in her despair, the Kaliana broodmother cried out for her daughter to be restored to life. She beseeched Sri Lakshmi's intercession.
Oh. Primal.
She summoned a primal then and there?
God damn.
That she did, if only for an instant. Bereft of courage and honor, the broodmother sought solace in her faith. The Imperials fled in terror at the sight of the goddess, abandoning these lands to the Ananta. Now the Kaliana bid us make pilgrimage to pay proper respects. Yet though we Vera revere Sri Lakshmi as the holiest of the holy, we will not prostrate ourselves before her.
And so you turn to us?
Aye. All who have fought with the Resistance have heard tell of the warrior, the Icon Slayer.
Hi. Me and my goofy ass fucking summoner's outfit.
I believe we have heard enough. Inconvenient though the timing may be, if a primal has indeed been summoned, we can scarce afford to ignore it. We must needs discuss how best to resolve this situation.
Oh, shit. I missed my chance there. I don't think I can use any of that. So, I want to go back through the dialogue there for a bit, because it mentioned that, like, she was summoned only for an instant. That she did, if only for an instant. So, is Lakshmi summoned right now? Because it seemed to imply that, like, she didn't stick around, but I don't know how literally I should be taking that. But also, the circumstances of this summoning are also strange and conflict with what we know again. Like we needed anything else to tell us that at this point that we don't fucking know the first thing about how about how primal summoning works. But because there was no acknowledgement of crystals, only a belief. And I thought, like, oh, okay, so without crystals you can summon anything for a brief moment, but obviously they would dissipate because, you know, they don't have the aether to kind of snack on. But if Sri Lakshmi still is summoned, then that would imply that they do have aether to feed on. But where are they getting that from? Because that wasn't kind of implied in the dialogue there. I guess we'll find out. Also, there is a real art to making a snake-like dialogue with elongated S's without making it sound obnoxious, and I think this game is actually doing it pretty well. Because, like, there's the really obvious way where it just kind of holds up sentences for ages just to give the S's more room to breathe. But then there's, like much subtler ones where it's there, but it doesn't hold up a sentence like it does with others, if that makes sense. Or it's kind of like not a speech impediment, that's not what I'm thinking of, or that's not the right way to say it, but like a manner of speech that only kind of manifests when someone's angry. So, like, you know, it could be that, you know, it's not obvious in regular speech, but when you get an Ananta angry, then they start elongating their S's, and that can be like oh, fuck. Like, that can be also a neat dialogue thing where, like, S's start getting elongated, and you're like, oh, the tone of this is really shifting. I hope... Excuse me. I hope no one gets, too angry. The lure of the dream. Alfino has heard this story too many times before. At the risk of sounding hopelessly naive, there may yet be a way to avoid a violent confrontation. In the past, I fear we have been rather too willing to accept that we have no other recourse than to risk our lives, or rather your life, to address these threats. Really? You think that now? This is a random point to suddenly have that insight, but better late than never, I guess? Yet the primals we have faced thus far have demonstrated a variety of temperaments and objectives. Ravana may delight in battle, but Ramu would sooner keep to the forests with his children. We decide to challenge Sri Lakshmi. It would seem wise to learn more of her nature from those who summoned her unto this world. If that is your will, then so be it. To the north you will find our village. Sarisha shall unfold all. We shall leave at once. Minago, can you inform our comrades at the bridge of what happened? Of course. Be safe, friends. This got an either point. Yep. Oh, sorry. I was distracted by the grumbling in my stomach. Thanks to the Garleans, we've been having trouble maintaining our food stores. Custom dictates that any game brought back to the village must be distributed evenly amongst everyone, but there hasn't been much to go around lately. Without fear of harassment from the Garleans, we can finally begin hunting again, but there's still much to do if we're going to replenish our supplies. Any chance you'd be willing to help? If you can bring back, say, 3 Teloceraces, it would be a great help. You'll find them to the north of here, but don't kill them. We'll need their meat to be as fresh as possible when it's put away. When you've worn them down enough, you can stuff them into these bags without much of a fight. Now, I know what you're thinking, but trust me, they'll fit. Stay safe out there. What the fuck? Oh, that's back up there. I'm gonna make a habit of actually picking up these quests so I don't so I can get flying a little quicker. Yeah, we're just gonna drop down here. Wow, I mean, they're big, that's for sure. Oh, I can't use Dreadworm Trance when I have, Aether for Bahamut. Curse creations. Yeah, they are a little bit. That, I'm interested in the physics of that. Here's our boy. Oh, where is it? Fuck. There goes Bahamut. Okay. Interesting. So it adds another instant on it that I can cast twice during its lifetime. God, that is a busy 20 seconds now that I think about it. Nice. The most cursed monsters in the next zone. Okay. Ooh. Oh my god, I literally just ran across an Aether point. That's amazing. Fuck off. No. Ugh, god damn it. It's summon your Chocobo to help. Oh my god, I keep forgetting to fucking do that. Hang on. I gotta remember that. Yeah, one of the big mistakes I made whilst playing was not using my companion nearly as much as I probably should have. Why did I put in points like that? That's fucking stupid. Jesus. Oh, right, because I was at one point gonna make them a tank and I decided not to do that. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, like, my companion should probably be a lot higher level than it actually is, and yeah, kind of fucked up there. Sarisha. Fuck. I wish there was a way to only allow the auto advance thing to work when there's voice acting. I don't know if there is, but like just doing it raw in the cutscene doesn't do that, and it sucks. Greetings and well met. We are the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. We come seeking Sarisha the Vera. You are she, are you not? You have petitioned us for aid and succor, and we intend to provide them, but we would first learn more of Sri Lakshmi, that we might better understand the nature of the threat she poses to you. A simple request, and one which I shall gladly oblige. In the beginning was Sri Lakshmi. We were created in her image, daughters blessed with her beauty. Her breath became ours, her serenity our solace. There is naught she would not give. 'Twas the Kaliana Broodmother's desire to bring about her daughter's resurrection, which first called forth Sri Lakshmi from the Aether. That being the case, I rather doubt the goddess would be spawning for a fight. That would depend. The primal's motives will have been coloured by the summoner's state of mind, namely, that of a grieving mother who had just borne witness to her daughter's murder. Though she apparently craved a miracle, she may also have harboured thoughts of vengeance. Officially in Kugane. Congrats. You're catching up. Well, I guess you've got, like, the bulk of the, you've got the bulk of Stormblood's leveling to get through still, but, yeah. Moreover, the Kalyana's conception of Sri Lakshmi may differ from that of the Vera. This is true. The Vera and Kalyana do indeed regard the Lady of Bliss in different ways. To the Vera, Sri Lakshmi embodies freedom. She would not suffer her daughters to be bound to another's will, and so we stand with the resistance against the Empire, and give our lives for the cause. To the Kalyana, however, she embodies transcendental beauty, which they strive to create through their craft. To shape crystal is less art and more ritual, a sacred duty wherein each tribute is imbued with a fragment of the soul. The Imperials do not interfere with this holy work, and so the Kalyana were content to turn inward and ignore our plight. Until reality asserted itself and they summoned a primal, a fever dream to soothe their aching hearts. But surely they can see that it won't do any good. The Imperials will still rule these lands. Nothing will change. The Ananta will. The Kalyana bade the Vera make pilgrimage to pay proper respects, remember? So those who do not wish to partake to their primal's bliss will be made to do so. Not while we're around, they won't. Though our beliefs are not the same, we are still kin to the Kalyana. Will you help them to see reason? Count on us. That second line is... Then we shall, for without you, we'll be powerless to stop them. If we do act quickly, more lives will be lost. Oh, if we do not act quickly, more lives will be lost, more families torn apart, more children made to suffer. Then it's settled. We're going to find that primal and put an end to this. My sister Vaja will guide you to Janad Khat, and I shall pray for your success. Also, a refreshing moment where we're not just openly going in and trashing the place because a primal got summoned. I don't know if they're ever gonna, like, really address that. It feels like that aspect of the story just kind of fell to the wayside, where for example, Y'shtola rightfully points out that Limsa Lominsa is the cause of most of the primal summoning in that area, because they keep breaking deals they make with the beast, the kobolds and the Sahagin. Well, I don't think they actually reach deals with the Sahagin, but... And the Admiral's basically like, yeah, well, I mean, if people fight us, then we're gonna fucking defend ourselves. Like, what are we gonna do? And it's like, well, yeah, that's fine, but you're not taking steps to actually solve why or address why they do that in the first place. You're just sitting back doing whatever you want, and when they retaliate, you're just like, oh, well, guess we had to. Like, and it feels like that never really came to a head at all. Like, omit silence. I am Vaja, she who shines bright and unbroken. I stand ready. We leave upon your command. the Lady of Bliss. Fajo is ready to guide you to Janenkart. You're ready, You look ready. More of it is touched on in the Beast Tribe quests. Oh, okay. And like, I guess that makes sense given that, ever since Heavensward, we've tried to be open to other possibilities, but, like, yeah. Or even like, post-game ARR, I guess. Post-leveling, sorry. Janenkart. There you will find the Kalyana crystals and Sri Lakshmi. Follow me. Network error? I'm still streaming. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. No worries then. Okay. Oh, there's another Aether Point quest. Property is concerned someone is encroaching on Vera territory. Adventurer, I would ask you a favor. In recent days, strange men have been stealing prey from our hunting grounds. They appear to be Alamegans, but they do not recognize us as allies. They refuse to listen when we explain they are trespassing. If they were to see another strider in our company, they may not be so quick to fight and flee. They were last spotted to the east of here. Please go and speak with them before anyone comes to harm. I can certainly try to do that. Southwest. Okay. I was gonna say Gira Makala? Say, actually, no, I think I already saw something called Gira Makala in this game. Come to think of it. Oh, shit, I went the wrong way. I was following the wrong quest. Oh, fuck it. Hi, friends. Do fuck off. Please wait, if you would listen just a moment. Keep that thing away from me. Racist. I feel I won't listen to anything I have to say. Would you go after him and explain his people are trespassing? I must tend to my wounds. Might as well... Oh, fuck me, this is taking me a long way out. I can make a round trip of it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Hey, dipshit. Fuck are you doing? You were trying to help that thing, weren't you? What do you want? That's their lands, dipshit. They only wanted us to leave their hunting grounds. So they're not savage monsters looking to feast on our innards? I see. I'm sorry about before. It's not every day you see something like that where I come from. Me and my friends are from a small village in the peaks, you see. And with the Garleans blocking all ways in and out of the place, we'd never travelled far. Now that they're mostly gone, we thought we'd have a look around, maybe scavenge for a bit of food. We didn't mean no harm, honest. If it's all the same to you, we'll leave and go look for food somewhere else, far, far away from here. Good. Leave them alone. The opening to that village was on the east side, and really, oh, fuck it, I guess I can just warp there. It's like right there, and it's a free teleport anyway. It's Sunday tomorrow. Oh, Monday tomorrow. Ugh. You're back. Do those bags contain what I think they do? They sure do. Wow, you really did it. Not that I didn't think you could, mind you. It's just been so long since anyone here's had the guts to contend with those beasts. You can be sure we'll make good use of them. Their meat for rations is a given, but their horns and bones will make good tools, and their hides can make belts and boots. Did you know the Teloceros isn't even native to these lands? The Garleans used them for carrying freights, but the sods couldn't keep them under control. A few of them escaped into the wild, started breeding, and here we are. I guess you could say it's a blessing in disguise. If they hadn't brought Teloceroses here, we'd have one less food source of meat and materials for fashioning our tools. Nice. We've got jury duty? Ugh. That blows. Like, do you have it today, or did you just get notice that you're going to be doing jury duty? Ecological impact of colonizers. Yep, 100%. Yep. Like, I was going to liken the reference to using the whole animal to like how Native Americans used to use like the bison, I think it was. They use like everything in the animal. It starts Monday. Ugh. That sucks. I guess it's like time off work and whatnot, but like, yeah, that's not a... It's not a great thing to be, to have the time off for. You are returned. Were they willing to listen? Yeah, more or less, they didn't know. I had jury duty once, but I was stationed in another state and got out of it. Yeah, that's a pretty easy way to do that. Men from the Peaks. Interesting. We were concerned the M tribe may have coerced them into stealing from our land. My sisters will be relieved to hear this. If these people are desperate enough to venture here for food, perhaps we can help them. A deal of some kind. A share of our food stores in exchange for materials for our gem crafting. Yes, that would be a fair trade. We'll need to discuss this with my sisters. The beginning of a fruitful partnership may be at hand. Nice. Hopefully I don't get picked for a case like last time. Yeah. Fingers crossed. I am very lucky that I've never been called up for stuff like that. What the fuck? They're like fucking like land vultures. Like vultures but emus, and with like but much bigger wings. That's a weird one. Fuck. Come on then. Oh no. Janan Kart. The path leads to an entrance above. Within is an aetherite. You must use it to enter. Understood. With me, everyone. I suspect this was the ending point you were talking about before, newest girl. Well, to be fair, I should have, like, whoa! Holy fuck. I was gonna say, are none of them gonna attack me? That would be fucking hilarious. But no. No, they did. That's an S-rank hunt. Right. It's, I was not expecting to see a gigantic beetle behind that elephant. They don't spawn super often. Is it worth killing just randomly, or, like, do you have to be in, do you have to be doing a quest or have gotten something specific to, words to gain anything from it? Oh, there she is. Conveniently behind cover. I love that their hair is just like scaled braids, more or less.
Look thee on her face, supplicant. Thy prayer hath been answered. Flesh sundered hath been made whole. Blood spilt runneth through her veins. Breath stolen filleth her breast.
This is like a monkey spore situation? Why would you do that?
Not her mother's words, nor sees her mother's face. She's silent and empty.
What the fuck is going on?
Only the vessel may be remade, not so the flame which flickered within. Her soul hath been scattered to the four winds.
Alize, what the fuck?
Now do you see her promises for what they are?
Alize, have you gone mad?
Mayhap I have, but I refuse to stand by and watch yet another tragedy unfold.
Who intrudes upon this sacred ground? Imperials, thirsting for blood.
No! We come not to shed blood, but to save you from the false god who would lead you astray. I understand how you feel. I do. You loved her with all your heart, but when the moment came, you still couldn't save her. The anguish, the anger, I know it only too well. But I also know where this path leads. To embrace a primal is to condemn yourself to an endless cycle of despair. You will never know peace.
A worm-eaten heart may find peace and serenity in service, in beauty and grace. This hath ever been my promise. Naught else.
You tempt them with visions of things that can never be and leave them bereft and wanting. No illusion, however sweet, can change the fact that your daughter is gone. Remember her as she was. Do not suffer this piteous shade to tarnish her memory.
For every prayer that primal answers, it'll demand payment in kind. Do you have any idea how many more Ananta will die to feed its hunger for crystals?
They would have thee suffer man's spite and live in fear. Far better to dwell in my beauteous dream than endure so ugly a reality.
She's wrong! We hate the Empire as much as you, if you just listen!
Poor, misguided children. I would spare you the torments of this cruel and misshapen world. Come, bask in my radiance. Let it fill your hearts and free you from your burdens. Abide in misery then, fools. The Ananta are more deserving of my blessing.
Yeah, I am. Fuck, sorry.
Leave these lands and my dreamers be. I will not warn you a second time.
Like, I was just saying then that it was really stupid of everyone to just be around there when, like, Lakshmi is saying, okay, I'm gonna influence you now. Like, oh my god, everyone fucking run. Like, you can't be here. So, that's an aspect of the story that has been absent for a fair while, is the corrupting influence of the primals. Although, now that I think about it, I guess a lot of the primals we've been dealing with lately have been summoned in unconventional manners. Like, let's see. You've got Shiva in the latter parts of ARR, which, like, the people are already devoted to Iceheart, who takes Shiva's form. So she probably never utilized that particular feature of being a primal. Then you've got, Thordan. Similar thing, I guess. Tempering comes up in the optional HW primals. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess as part of the main story quest, it hasn't been, like, a threat for a fair while, but yeah, it almost looked like Alizé was going to be corrupted, and that is death. Like, you will be killed if you get tempered. It's fucking ruinous. If one of the main casts suddenly got tempered, that would be like there'd be no coming back from that. Like, that's just it. I know. It was stupid and foolish, but I had to try, Aldine. I had to try, and I failed. So you have to fight. There is no other way. Never stop trying, Alizé. But then again, also do not just literally stand in front of a primal. There's a decent story thread with those ones about the Allagans and their conquest of the ancient world. I should go through some of that then. Like, I've been trying to think of, like, a better way of, like, tackling all of this, but, like, at the moment, my real priority is to get through the MSQ, right, on the stream. Then after that, like, I'll probably do job quests, and I might do some of the side storylines that are interesting to me, and try and do some of those. But, I guess, like, for the most part, like, the MSQ is the thing that I want to get through, because that's the thing that can be spoiled, and I feel like once the expansion is made known, I'm probably going to want to be in a position where I know what's going on. Otherwise, I may get spoiled on something, but yeah. It means a lot to hear you say that. It does. But it doesn't make it any easier to have to ask you to face that thing. We can but do that which is within our power. Lise, Alfino, and I will go and seize their crystal stores. This will not happen again. And you, when it is finished, will be waiting for you. Yeah, MSQ is dev priority, gotta catch up. Don't be like me and clear all the content patch by patch. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to do that. Well, we got a trial. Emanation. Ooh, that's a queue. That is a queue. In that case, I am going to quickly grab another drink, because I've run out of water again. And then, we'll probably do the, that quest. The quest whose name escapes me right now. HW patches weren't that bad, to be honest, though. Well, sure, but it's more like Yeah, anyway. Yeah, I'll be right back. Alrighty. Let us away. Actually, it's probably just cheaper to do this. Yep. That saved me like 200 gil. Alright. Maybe I can actually finish the dialogue in this quest bit for a change. If only you were still alive, Inspector. You know how to stop these zombies. Ah, you there. Could it be... You've come to offer your services to me? As it so happens, yeah. Oh, but where are my manners? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Nashu, Agent of Inquiries. Extraordinary... Fucking goddamn it. At least that's what I'm trying to be. It's not quite as easy as he made it look. Inspector Hildebrand was a great man, a real Eorzean hero. We travelled the world, me and him, solving cases and thwarting evil. No matter the mystery, you could always count on the Inspector to solve it with grace and style. But then there was the final case. The case of the century, he called it. How to stop the Red Moon from destroying the world. Oh. To save us all, he flew into the sky, and all I could do was watch. Oh, I think you mentioned something about this, newest girl. But then he came back down, and he... I'm literally going to see this with the Echo. Yeah. Oh, not quite. This is all a joke. A big funny joke, right, Inspector? Any moment now, you'll burst out of the ground and shout, "Surprise! Said you fooled, eh?" And we'll laugh and laugh. God, I haven't seen him in a while. Hildebrand Mandeville, his beloved son. They say no one remembers a warrior of light. Their names, their faces, all gone forever. But I remember you, Inspector. No, gentleman hero Hildebrand. The sword and shield is no longer there, interestingly. Can never be the hero you were, but I'll do my best to try. Oh, okay. She just got changed. I, Nushu, Inspector Extraordinaire, will carry on your legacy. So I told myself, well, Nashu, there must be a leader, a head zombie, who tells the rest what to do. Therefore, all we need to do is kill him. Again, that is. Unfortunately, I don't know where he is or how to find him, but now that you're here, my faithful assistant, you can try the one good idea I've come up with so far. And if you go to where these dapper zombies were last seen in southern Thanalan, you might find them, and then you could you could become their friend and ask to meet their leader. Yes, that's sure to work. Wait, I remember that. Yeah, there was a fate around there that was like... that had dancing zombies in top hats. Fuck, okay. This questline's gonna be interesting then. I hope it doesn't make me, like, wait around for it. So that would fucking suck. Oh. Great. Well, I guess I'm not doing, that. It has an increased chance of spawning. I mean, okay, I guess I'll sit around and wait. Actually, that was the same person that, I saw getting a quest as well. Actually, that reminds me. One thing I never figured out about this place was where that extra... where this back path was. Or where it came out. Nald's reflection is through here. The way is dark, but I've walked it 1,000 times. I can guide you if you like. Oh, okay, that's not going... It's not where I thought that was going. Okay. For some reason, I thought that was like another entrance into this part of the map, but apparently not. Because I'm a dummy. Okay. Is he a blue mage? quite tell. I think they might be. Yeah, I don't... I suspect they're a blue mage, then? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a blue mage. That's a blue mage. Almost guaranteed. What? Oh. Oh, right, I have to level sync. There go all my fun mechanics. Dapper zombie. Jesus. Jesus, what? There we go. Well, guess that's that then. At least that didn't take too long. Did you find the zombies? You did? That's wonderful. I've been busy too. The head zombie will rue the day he meets me. You'll see. So tell me, what did you learn? Writ upon this map of the Segoli Desert is a flamboyant, flowing hand. In a flowing, flamboyant hand are the words "a gentleman is" rather than "does." Oh, so you weren't able to make new friends. Well, that's a shame. But this parchment, this is a map of the Segoli Desert. There's a spot marked here in the south, and look, there's something written here. A gentleman is rather than does. Sort of reminds me of, well, no matter. Let's not see where this, let's see where this map takes us, assistant. Onward to the Segoli. Alrighty. Depending on how long the queue takes, this might be the, that trial will probably be the end of the stream. Once it's done. Assuming it's like around here. In this like broken down area with the lone building. Oh yeah, there were undead around here. I don't think I misread the map, but they're just shy. Maybe they're just shy though. I say we call out to them and see and let them know we come in peace. And when the leader shows himself, we strike. Why is there like really random moments where it just brings up like the Wild Rose thing? A gentleman is rather than does. who summons the gentle dead men. They live. They live. Oh, they live. They live, and we hunger. The music from that Fate is a remix of the FF2 battle music. I thought that it sounded very not this game specifically, but I just had a thought and it completely left me. Damn it. My brothers, lend me your ears. A gentleman does not dine upon his guests. What the fuck? Spare this fine gentleman and fair lady your mastications. Withdraw, I say, and harass them no more. He's making the same pose the zombies did. Up in the sky. Look, it's a bird. No, it's an airship. No, it's the inspector. I think I'm going to enjoy this questline. What the absolute fuck? So is he actually undead, or... It is you. It really is you. I knew nothing could kill the great Inspector Hildebrand. Hildebrand? Who is this Hildebrand you speak of? Or whom you speak? My name is Zombiebrand, Devourer of Brains, Undead Overlord Extraordinaire. Oh, he is dead. What are you saying? You're not an Undead Overlord, you're a Gentleman Inspector. Inspector Overlord. Inspector Overlord. Oh, Inspector, you're just confused is all. Don't worry, I'll knock some sense back into your noggin of yours. What? Excuse me? Stay your hand, milady. You know not what you do. What the fuck? Even if I were the esteemed gentleman you purport me to be, the concussive force of the blast is more likely to liquefy my... If crashing into the ground made you forget, then an explosion of equal force ought to make you remember. I'll save you, Inspector, or kill you trying. See, even you acknowledge the possibility this plan may result in my... death? Is she actually... Death? This is the most clown's shoes fucking shit. And is so not the tone of this game. Normally I would implore your ingenuity, Nashu, but I would have preferred that you found a more elegant solution. Ah, he remembers. Inspector Hildebrand remembers me. Yes, I remember you, my faithful assistant. What I do not quite remember is how I came to be here. Oh. I bet I'll find out. I did notice the sword and shield were missing. Lightning gonna strike his grave? Why is there water, like, hitting nothing? What the fuck was that? That explains why the shield and sword were missing. Ah, such a wonderful dream. I slew a dragon and... What is this place? And for that matter, who am I? What the fuck? What's with their skin? Oh, they just... What the... Okay, hold on. So, first off, the zombies are just people, or they effectively just act like people. And they just welcomed person here, because, well, I mean, they would obviously think he's a zombie, probably. But, like... Oh, this is so weird. I, Hildebrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, have woken at last. I always knew you'd come back to us. Be it Red Moon or Black Dragon, no fiend is a match for my legendary might. And who might this fine gentleman be? Could he perhaps be one of my many admirers? Oh, but what is this faint tingling sensation in my arm? This ringing in my ears, this dizziness? Could it be a case? I'm so confused. What the fuck is going on? So it's just the Phoenix down. Okay. Mild concussion will not sway Inspector Hildebrand from his true calling. Shh, just let it happen. I know, but... Verily, it could be naught else. Somewhere nearby, dastardly doings are afoot, and only I can thwart them. Copious quantities of sand, unbearable heat. Aha, the so holy desert. I'd bet my life on it. Which means Aldar is but a short trek away. Yes, it all fits. Only that den of iniquity could so violently trigger my keen investigator's sense. Fear not, law-abiding citizen. Inspector Hildebrand shall soon deliver you from evil. Why am I... Okay. Why am I just randomly asking people about Hildebrand now? Agnes. Beg your pardon? You wish to question me as to the whereabouts of that deviant running around town dressed in rags? Do I look like a reporter for the Mithril Eye? I do not consort with perverts. Fair. Yeah, so this is an auspicious start. Oh, almost past a person. Silver Nettle. What, you're looking for a half-naked Highlander that likes to catch criminals? I think I remember seeing something like that. If you do manage to find this inspector friend of yours, tell him to do something about that Goddamn duelist. Me mate's pa's cousin's kid's best friend lost his blade the other day to that bastard. Duelist? Sorry, lad, but if it's information you want, you'd be served best by going to Wymond. The only rumors I've heard are those about the weapon thief. Calls himself a duelist, or so I hear. But when you don't allow your opponents to refuse, well... Interesting. So we end up coming back to talk to you anyway. I take it you've dealt with that zombie problem, eh? So do tell, just why were they dressing up like dandies? Wymond! Hey, Wymond! Thor almighty, bugger me with a bleeding spear. The dead have risen and they're walking the streets of Uldar. No need for melodrama, my good man. As you can see, reports of my death were greatly exaggerated. It's true, he's not a zombie. I checked. You do seem to be hale and healthy, which begs the question, how in the seven hells did you survive that fall? Why question divine providence? What matters is that Eorzea's champion has returned, and that he, and by that I mean I, shall bring this thieving duelist to justice. Heard about that, did you? Might be harder than you think. Even I've got no inkling of that fellow's current whereabouts. Inconceivable. I refuse to believe that the ever-inquisitive, ever-ambitious, ever-reliable Wymond is without a single shred of information, even one of dubious relevance. Well, I make no promises, mind you, but there was some talk of a fair maiden, what said her most... This knave assaulted a young woman as well? The audacity. I should fly to her side. Why, if it isn't the gentleman from Sargoli. A serendipitous encounter indeed. Unless you too seek the belligerent duelist. Capital. It will be invigorating to engage in a friendly battle of wits. Already the spirit of competition fills me. Come, Nashu, we must away. Damn it, Hildy. I ain't told you the lass's name yet. Oh no. The himbo detective. After her own heart. Wyman believes it would be best if you assisted Inspector Hildebrand with his investigation. Well, Dean, you might as well go after him. He'll be disappointed if you don't. The lady in question is named Yellow Moon. She's a woman with a taste for the finer things in life. Safe to say you'll find her getting fitted for something in the Weavers Guild most every day. Good luck with the inspecting. Oh, good luck with the inspecting, Inspector. Whoa. What? Yeah, might as well do that. And teleport there. Don't think this queue's gonna pop tonight. Which I guess kind of makes sense. It is like a Sunday night. But Weavers Guild. Oh yeah, I remember you. My beloved Pure Heart was unlike any wand you've ever seen. Elegant, refined, the perfect accessory for any cultured woman. You will bring it back to me, won't you? Why is Hildebrand just... Hang on, I'm sorry. So, Yellow Moon is standing here talking, I would assume, to me, but Hildebrand is responding in the background? What the fuck is going on? Priceless possession callously ripped from the hands of its owner. The lady weeps, and the wind bears her sorrow to his ears. What gentleman could hear this carrion call and not beg the honor of championing her cause? Oh, okay. Okay. That makes sense now. Because I was going to say, like, are they just having a conversation like that? What in the world? I swear to you here and now, I, Hildebrand, agent of antiquity, inspector extraordinaire, shall scour all creation from the deepest pits of the seven hells to the very pinnacle of the heavens for your pure heart. What the hell is happening? I don't know. I don't fucking know. I have no idea. This guy is an inspector. He fell a very great distance, and they buried him, but he wasn't dead, and he woke up and thought he was a zombie. So then Nashu here blew him up to make him remember, and now we're looking for a person who is a duelist who steals people's things. So I have no fucking clue what's going on. Why is his shirt like that? I imagine it's got something to do with the way he was catapulted into the sky. It looks like it's singed, and he hasn't changed because this is how he was buried. Stealing weapons specifically. Yes, thank you. What he said. And you, my fellow servant of justice, I see your instincts are not to be underestimated, having guided you to this fair maiden's side. Now then, Miss Moon, what can you tell us of the theft? Thefts, sir, to be precise. My pure heart was the only... was only the most recent item to be taken from me. I'm certain I had it when I left home the other day, after I browsed the latest fashions at Sunsilk and took in a match at the Colosseum. I realized it was gone. So the time and location of the theft are unknown, essential details without which we cannot solve the case. There is but one logical course of action. Miss Moon, to coax the hidden clues from your memories, we must reenact that faithful day's excursion to Sunsilk Tapestries. Away! Yellow just turns back to us and is like, are they with you? And it's like, I no. Where are we going? Steps of Nold. Oh, just the Aether thing. Miss Moon, would you be so kind as to describe your visit in detail on the day in question? Nothing unusual happened, but if you insist. I was pondering whether or not to purchase a new dress when a man approached me and confessed his undying love. What sort of man says that to a complete stranger, I ask you? Naturally, I was taken aback. I dropped my purse, in shock, not intentionally, on his foot, and he cried out in pain and fled. If I may be so bold, Miss Moon, that strikes me as a most unusual happening. In any case, it appears to be completely unrelated to the theft. Let us next proceed to the Colosseum and see what you remember. What is this questline? Why does this fucking exist? There's so much, like... So, you can tell from the scene construction alone that this is a very different, this is very differently written. Because, like, where the camera is looking, how it looks at it, how people are kind of moving around the scene, like, speaks to, like, a very different, or someone different writing this. Yeah, it stands out, like, so much from the rest of the game so far. Once again, Miss Moon, if you would be so kind as tell us what you remember. Well, like before, nothing unusual happened. I felt like gambling that day and was debating which match to observe when a gladiator approached me from behind and confessed his undying love. Naturally, I was taken aback. I whirled about and struck the man in the face with my purse, in shock, not intentionally. Unfortunately, since I was carrying a tremendous sum of money, my purse weighed about 6 score ponzas, and the blow was enough to render him unconscious. 120 ponzas? Miss Moon, you are a remarkably strong woman. Oh, she's Rogadin. Which is precisely why you were targeted. Oh no, it's so obvious in hindsight. The thief bore you a grudge. No, it's more than that. He hated you with a passion. Sure are a lot of giant crates in Uldar at the Weavers Guild at Sun. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, those crates did appear and disappear when we were done with the scene at the tapestries. These crates are everywhere, Aldine. I know what's inside, but I don't see how we can open... Ah, of course. I still have plenty of explosives here. Why don't you try it? It'll be fun. Okay. Sure. Many cope with grief by taking up new pursuits, such as travel or exercise. Nashu chose to study explosives. Just set off a bomb. Hi. Oh, gods have mercy. What the fuck? At the heart of every crime rests a single, unassailable truth, reached only by navigating a web of falsehoods and contradictions. Hearken to me now, for as the shepherd leads his flock, I shall guide you to my irrefutable conclusion. A gladiator professes his feelings only to be rejected and physically assaulted in response, wounding his pride as a warrior and man. Resenting her prowess, whilst recognizing his weakness, he carries out a more feasible vengeance. He robs Yellow Moon of her weapon, the Pure Heart. That's a possible motive. Inspector, we found the Pure Heart. These strange men sneaking around town in wooden crates had it. Yeah, I was gonna say, we just went back to Hildebrand, just kind of like postulating and monologuing to no one in particular. I was wondering if we were going to talk about the people who are following us around wearing crates. It's not what you think. We're not thieves, we're devotees. Yellow Moon is our sun and stars. We only wish to keep her safe from harm, and she should she misplace an item from time to time, we'd collect it for safekeeping, nothing untoward. You deviants who were behind all the thefts all this time. You're stalking me. What nerve? Such unbridled fury, such righteous indignation. We should be glad to accept the goddess's punishment. Oh. Then why were you running Never mind. This seems unrelated to the duelist, then. Goddess? Devotees? But of course, that I had you inspect those crates was a stroke of genius indeed. As I was elucidating but a moment ago, those fiends are obviously the ones responsible for the recent rash of weapon thefts, as those thefts were carried out by a single individual, you imbecile. Well-informed woman. Lest you've forgotten, the culprit is a duelist. He only claims his victims' weapons after defeating them in single combat. If your powers of observation are as great as you claim, you should have deduced that those buffoons in boxes were incapable of such. I should know. I'm a reporter for the Mithril Eye. My name is Ellie, and I've been investigating these incidents for weeks. They literally brought up the Mithril Eye with one of the people I talked to earlier. That was smart. Inspector Hildebrand, gentleman investigator and agent of inquiry, I presume. You're looking well for a dead man. Would you like to meet one of the duelist's victims? I'll introduce you with pleasure. You would be willing to share such precious information with me? Your generosity is commendable, Miss Ellie. May this mark the beginning of a long and beautiful friendship. Yes, very good. The name of the man is... Oh, where in the bloody hells do you think you're going? I haven't told you anything yet. What the fuck? This has already been wild. What's that? Filtered water. Water purified using complex method of passing it through layers of charcoal and rock. Having no other recourse, Ellie would instead tell you the identity of the victim. I suppose since you're the imbecile's friend, you intend to help him. The man you want to find is an adventurer named Humphrey. At present, he can be found at the Golden Bazaar. With luck, the good inspector may find his... Actually, no, I'll keep... Fuck. With luck, the good inspector may find his way there by the time you arrive. If not, then so be it. I wonder what will happen when he discovers that the victim is a perpetrator as well. It's only just begun. Every patch added 4 Hildebrand quests. So how many are there in total? Oh, geez, out there. Right. Oh, yeah, right, the Golden Bazaar. I remember that place. For ARR, like 16. Well, no, I meant in total. There's like 8 in Heavensward. So there's 24 that I can do so far. Okay. Well, I mean, it looks like this queue's not going to pop, so I guess we're doing this now. There's our man. Hi, I'm Humphrey, and who are you? Oh, and you are? At last, I've caught up with you. You there, young sir. I am told you are a victim of the marauding duelist. Me? A victim? How amusing. You amuse me. True, I was challenged by the duelist not long ago, but where he thought to find a whelp, he found a warrior of light instead. I defended my honor and my blade. See for yourself. You mean you won? That's amazing. Well, it's nothing compared to what I faced at Cartino. Magitech to the right of us, Magitech to the left of us, stuck in the middle with Master Lau. We were... God, he was a dab hand with the old magic, he was. I tried to save him, of course, but there's a limit to how many giant beasties a man can... That man is no warrior of light. Tell them, Eleazar, tell them how he lost and surrendered a sword that was not his own. Liar! Scoundrel! Trusted that bastard with me father's blade, bid him take it to a smithy for restoration, even gave him gil to pay for it. Then he comes crawling back, sniveling and begging forgiveness for losing it in a duel, as if that's enough to set things right. Look at me, you bleeding whore, son. Look at me. Me flowing golden locks are no more. I've gone bald from the stress and heartbreak. I swear to everything holy that you'll face a reckoning if you don't bring her back to me. Alright. He beat the shite out of me and took the old man's sword. I used the guild to pay the chirurgeon. I have no idea where he or the sword is. What am I supposed to do, huh? Can't give him what I don't have. Unless you help me find the sword. That's what you do, right? Help people? no shame. First you claim a legacy not your own, then you beg others to help you with problems of your own making. You will refuse this man, won't you, Inspector? And what of Eleazar's flowing golden locks? How will forsaking young Humphrey help the man he was wronged? Or the man he has wronged, sorry. We shall begin our search for the sword by questioning the people of the Golden Bazaar. Ugh. It's getting late. Actually, I might end it there then. Because, yeah, it is actually getting towards bedtime, and... yeah, this queue's not gonna pop, so... best try it another day, I guess. So far, that was... a thing. Welcome to the world of Hildebrand. Yeah, like... it's a thing, alright. Yeah, so... tentatively, I'm going to be streaming again. I'll have to figure out a schedule, because I cancelled all the streams and whatnot. I'll have to sort it out again. Probably Hades tomorrow, and then resuming, like, my normal thing, which is, like, Monday Hades, what is it, Wednesday, Thursday, 14, and then whatever I feel like on Friday, and hopefully Ace Attorney on the weekend. Providing my internet doesn't fuck up again, which... it's good now, and when it was fixed last time, it lasted a couple of days before it just died off again, so... who knows. But yeah, it's good to be back into this, and I'm glad we at least saw through the end of the, summon a job quest line. Kind of went out with a fart, but it was still good. Yeah, I think that's it. So thank you very much for watching live on the VODs. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a lovely day, and I hope to see you all next time.